Are you tired of your bladder deciding when you sleep and when you wake up?
Are you tired of your bladder deciding for you when you get to sleep and when you have to wake up? Every night you lie down, hoping for a full night's rest. But then 1 a.m. rolls around and you're wide awake. You barely drift back off. Then it's 2:45. Then again at 4:10. You sit up, shuffle out of bed, one hand on the wall, then the edge of the table, then the sink, just to make it to the bathroom in the dark. You're not alone. Many people over 60 are so used to this, they've started to believe it must just be part of getting older. But here's what most folks don't realize. Some of the most common, everyday habits, things that seem completely harmless. A cup of herbal tea after dinner, a warm bowl of soup, even one small thing you do right before bed, could quietly be the reason you're waking up multiple times at night. And here's the surprising part. There are 5 simple habits that are making millions of people get up to pee at night. Even though, with just a few small changes, they could be sleeping straight through. But here's the good news. Once you understand what those 5 habits are, you can start changing them. No pills, no extreme rules, and no more lying awake in the dark, worried, frustrated, and exhausted. In this video, you'll find out why your body keeps waking you up at night and how to gently reset your internal clock, so your bladder finally gets the message, it's time to rest. What you're about to hear isn't guesswork. It's not old wives' tales, and it's not random tips passed around without proof. Every insight is backed by real research from places like the Mayo Clinic, Harvard University, and leading sleep experts who work every day with older adults right here in the US. Because the truth is, waking up to pee at night isn't just about getting older. It often comes from small evening habits, things you've done for years without ever thinking twice. And the best part, with just a few gentle changes in just the right places, you could begin sleeping 6, even 7 hours straight. Yes, even if you're well past 70. I don't even drink that much water, and I still wake up 3 times at night. That's one of the most common things urologists hear from their older patients. But here's the truth. It's not about how much water you drink. It's about when you drink it. And this is the first mistake, one that's incredibly common. Drinking water too late after dinner. Think of your body like a washing machine. If you pour in water around 7 p.m., your kidneys get to work. And it usually takes about 2 to 3 hours for your body to process that liquid. But if you keep sipping at 8 p.m., then have a little herbal tea around 9, by 11 o'clock, your kidneys might still be working. And your bladder? It's slowly filling up, even while you're doing your best to drift off to sleep. What happens next? Right when your body needs stillness and peace, you get jolted awake by a full bladder. Once, then again, and again. It's like setting multiple alarms through the night, but the only thing they're waking you up for is the bathroom. The sad part is most people don't even realize the connection. They still believe you have to drink plenty of water to stay healthy. And yes, that's true. Hydration matters. But timing, that's the key. A gentle solution. You don't need to cut down your total water intake during the day. Your body still needs hydration to stay healthy. You just need to shift most of your drinking earlier, ideally before 7 p.m. Try drinking more in the morning and early afternoon. That's when your kidneys and bladder are working at their best. After dinner, limit yourself to no more than 4 ounces of water, which is about half a small glass. Only sip if you're truly thirsty. If you take medications at night, ask your doctor if they can be moved to daytime hours. If they can't, just use the smallest amount of water needed to swallow the pill. There's no need to drink a full glass out of habit. This one simple shift, changing when you drink, has helped countless older adults reduce nighttime bathroom trips and gently reclaim the deep, uninterrupted sleep they thought was gone for good. A lot of older adults ask the same question. I don't drink that much water, so why am I still getting up at night to pee? The answer may not be in your glass. It might be sitting quietly in your bowl. Thin porridge, chicken soup, vegetable broth, even just a small bowl of clear soup with dinner. They all contain a surprising amount of water. And your bladder doesn't know the difference. It still has to process that liquid just like it would if you drank a glass of water. And it doesn't stop with soups. Juicy fruits like watermelon, grapes, oranges, pears, or cucumbers. They may be healthy and easy to digest, but they're also made up of over 90% water. So when you eat them late in the evening, your body absorbs that moisture right at the time you're hoping to rest. Here's an easy way to picture it. Just one bowl of vegetable soup can hold about 200 to 300 milliliters of water. That's almost the same as a full can of soda. Now imagine if you also have a bowl of porridge, or snack on a few slices of watermelon after dinner. You could be taking in over half a liter of liquid without even realizing it. A common misunderstanding. Many older adults grew up believing that having something light in the evening, like soup or a little fruit after 6 or 7 o'clock, was a healthy habit. And that's true, if you're 30. At that age, the circulatory system is strong, and the kidneys work like high-powered pumps. But after 65, the body doesn't hold on to water the way it used to. Fluids move through much faster, and at night, they tend to head straight for the bladder. A gentle solution. You don't need to give up your favorite foods. Just shift when you enjoy them or gently adjust how they're prepared. If your dinner includes soup or porridge, try to eat it a little earlier in the evening, around 5 or 6 o'clock. You can also reduce the amount of liquid in the recipe. Instead of brothy dishes, try steamed vegetables, dry stir-fries, or roasted veggies. They're lower in water, but still rich in nutrients. If you love fruit, have it at lunch or in the early afternoon, when your body still has time to process the extra fluid. After 7 in the evening, avoid juicy fruits like watermelon, grapes, or oranges. Instead, go for something like an apple or a ripe banana. They have less water and they're easier to digest. Even something as small as switching your soup from dinner to lunchtime, or choosing an apple over a few slices of watermelon during the day, can help you sleep 5 to 6 hours straight without being jolted awake by your bladder. It's not magic. It's simply learning to understand your body and choosing to work with it in a smarter, gentler way. For many older adults, a warm cup of tea after dinner feels like a little ritual. You sit in your favorite chair, wrap your hands around a mug of chamomile or decaf coffee, and take a deep breath. It feels like self-care, a way to unwind, a quiet comfort before bed. But here's the surprising twist. That very cup of calming tea might be the reason you're waking up 2 or 3 times each night. So what's really going on? Chamomile, peppermint, valerian root. Even though we call them herbal, many of these teas act as gentle diuretics. That means they tell your kidneys to speed up and push fluid out faster. And what about decaf coffee? Even with most of the caffeine removed, it still contains small amounts of natural stimulants. It's also a bit acidic, which can irritate the bladder in some people, especially at night. To make things even trickier, the warmth of any hot drink can signal your kidneys to start moving. So even if your bladder isn't full, you may still feel the urge to go. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that more than 40% of adults over 65 react more strongly to the diuretic effects of herbal teas than younger adults do. And for some, even a small cup is enough to interrupt sleep 2 or 3 times in one night. Common misbeliefs.
But it's just herbal tea. How can that be bad? That's a question many people ask. And the answer is, herbal doesn't always mean harmless. Every plant has its own natural effects, and as we age, even small shifts in how the body processes things can quietly affect how we sleep. Another common thought is, I drink it to help me digest and sleep better. But if you find yourself waking up at 2 in the morning just to rush to the bathroom, then it's no longer relaxing. It's become an invisible trap. A gentle solution. You don't have to give up your favorite evening drink. Just make a few soft adjustments. Try drinking it earlier. If you enjoy chamomile or ginger tea, sip it before 7 in the evening, not after 8. Next, reduce the amount. Instead of a full mug, pour just half a cup. Enough to enjoy the comfort and the warmth, but not so much that it fills your bladder. And if you're ready to try something even gentler, consider switching to a non-diuretic alternative. You might enjoy warm water with a few slices of dried apple, or a cinnamon stick steeped in hot water. Even just warm water with a drop of honey can be soothing for your body and kind to your bladder. And before you sip, pause and ask yourself, do I really need to relax right now? Or am I just following an old habit? Because sometimes the things we've done for years feel comforting simply because they're familiar. But what if the reason you're so tired each morning isn't a lack of sleep at all? It might be that little cup of tea that once made you feel calm, but now quietly keeps you from the rest you truly need. I don't drink much of anything, so why do I still have to pee at night? If you've already made changes, you've adjusted when you drink, you've skipped the soup at dinner, you've even given up your comforting cup of herbal tea, and yet you still find yourself waking up in the middle of the night because your bladder is calling, then maybe the issue isn't in your glass. It might be in your legs. A little known truth. Water builds up in your legs throughout the day. When you spend hours sitting or standing, gravity quietly pulls fluid downward, into your feet, your ankles, your calves. You might notice a bit of swelling, or you might not. Either way, it often gets brushed off as nothing, just something that happens with age. But here's what many people don't realize. Once you lie down in the evening, that fluid begins to shift. It moves back into your bloodstream, it travels towards your heart, and then on to your kidneys. And your kidneys? They filter that fluid out as urine. This is called nocturnal fluid redistribution. It's a very common phenomenon in older adults, but it often goes unnoticed because it has nothing to do with what you eat or drink. It's simply how the body responds to gravity and how long the fluid has been resting in your lower legs. A familiar scene. You're sitting on the sofa after dinner, watching TV from 6 to 9 in the evening. Your feet are flat on the floor. Your legs feel a little heavy, maybe even slightly swollen. You notice the marks from your socks. Then at 10 o'clock, you lie down to sleep. And that's when the fluid starts to shift. It begins running back up, quietly moving into your bloodstream. Your kidneys suddenly get a rush of liquid, and they react by saying, "I need to get this out right now." The result? You wake up at 1 in the morning, then again at 3:30. Not because you drank too much, but because your body didn't get a chance to release that fluid at the right time. A simple, gentle fix. You don't need medicine. You don't have to change your diet. You simply need to help your body clear out some of that fluid before you go to sleep. Here's how. Elevate your legs for 20 to 30 minutes in the evening. You can use a low footstool or lie on your bed with a pillow tucked under your calves. The key is to raise your legs just slightly above heart level. If your legs tend to swell, wear light compression socks in the afternoon. A gentle level of compression, around 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury, can help reduce the fluid that gathers in your lower legs. And if you've been sitting for hours, take a gentle walk after dinner. You don't have to go far. Even pacing around the house for 5 minutes is enough to get your circulation moving again. A small change, like putting your feet up for 20 minutes, can reduce the amount of urine your body makes while you sleep. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't require a prescription, but it might help you sleep through the night for the first time in years. Because sometimes deep sleep doesn't begin with your pillow. It starts with your legs and giving them a little space to let go at just the right moment. But Mom always goes to the bathroom before bed, so why does she still wake up in the middle of the night? I used to wonder that too, until I realized something important. That cautious little habit might actually be teaching her bladder to forget how to wait. What's really happening? For many people, especially older adults, going to the bathroom just in case before bed is a nightly routine. Even if they don't really feel the urge, they sit down anyway, just to be safe. They want to empty out before sleeping. And on the surface, that sounds like a smart idea. But here's the surprising part. If you keep going to the bathroom when your bladder is barely holding anything, you may be training your body to overreact. Your brain starts thinking that even the smallest amount of urine means it's time to go. Over time, your bladder loses its natural stretch. It forgets how to hold. A healthy adult bladder can comfortably hold about 400 to 500 milliliters of urine. But with this habit, your bladder might start sending signals at just 150 milliliters, then 100. And soon, you're waking up at night not because your bladder is full, but because it has gotten used to being emptied early. It's a little like feeding a toddler every 30 minutes. Eventually, the body gets used to it. It starts asking for food constantly, even when it's not truly hungry. That's what happens to the bladder too. It learns what you teach it. And when you go just in case, you may be teaching it to sound the alarm before it really needs to. The long-term effects. This habit may seem harmless, but over time, it can lead to frequent nighttime bathroom trips, even when there's no real physical need. It can also make older adults believe they're getting weaker with age. But in many cases, it's not the body that's failing. It's the bladder being quietly mistrained by years of habit. A gentle, no-stress solution. Only go to the bathroom when you genuinely feel the need. If your bladder doesn't feel full, give yourself permission to go to bed without making a last-minute trip. Trust that it's okay to rest. Try a little delay training to help your bladder regain its natural rhythm. If you usually go every 90 minutes, try stretching it to 2 hours. Start slowly. Add just 5 or 10 minutes a day. Over time, your body will learn to hold a little more and respond more calmly. Before bed, give yourself space to relax. Don't force anything. Listen to soft music. Do some slow breathing. Read a few pages from a favorite book. Let your body settle on its own instead of trying to control every part of it. Your bladder, like any other part of your body, works best when it's used the way it was designed to be used. It doesn't need to be emptied just in case. It needs to be trusted.